Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So we're doing an account takeover of Pat M. Pat came to me and he was basically looking for support in dungeons. So we've got two areas to focus on in dungeons. Dragon, we've got a good time, but it's not consistent, like 90% success rate. Spider, similar sort of thing. Good time here, but that's manual. And the auto is a low success rate. So they're two things we want to fix. Also, want to try and push his Fire Knights stages on a bit so he can get some of the kind of more end game gear. Although we're not really at that stage, so it's not a massive priority for this. We're on Nightmare Clan Boss. We're getting max chest. Ooh, cheeky. We're getting max chest, but it is a 3 to 4 key. So that's something to focus on as well. In terms of the team we're running right now, got some good champs in here, like this, like this, like this. We'll see if we can change that out. And then the last one, which I'm quite interested about because it's just different really for these sort of takeovers, is it really wants to progress with this Nightmare campaign. So I'm going to see if I can build somebody in his team that can start to push through Nightmare campaign. And I've already seen, so let's have a look at the roster quickly. I've already seen a couple which I know can do it. So in terms of Nightmare campaign, you want somebody that can drop defense ideally. So Tyrell's great for that. Miscreated Monster's insane for Nightmare campaign because he stuns, he shields, potentially can solo it. Ignatius is one of the best Nightmare campaigners out there. Mashald is a brilliant Nightmare campaign farmer. So we've actually got within the roster some of the best Nightmare campaign farmers. And believe it or not, Apothecary paired with Tyrell is also a really good combo. So Apothecary, Tyrell, decreased defense, he does all the nuking. Apothecary is literally just there to keep him alive. So you kind of go one defense based, one HP based, so that all of the attacks come in on Tyrell, and that works well as well. So all of that could be good. I think I'm going to start there today because, as I say, it's a little bit different for the videos that I do. Now, Ignatius is kind of known as one of the strongest Nightmare campaign farmers in the game. So I think that's where we're going to start. Now, in terms of builds, let's just have a quick look through builds here. The one thing that instantly has jumped out to me on pretty much maybe half of these builds so far is speed. So if we look here, this is good, this is okay, this is good, that's a good build. Speed really low here, accuracy is low, but it kind of doesn't matter too much. Defense is good. Speed, considering this is a clan boss champ, very low. Accuracy is good. This is not too bad. That's not too bad. Not sure if this is right gear or not. Speed super low. I think it is. I think this is geared. So speed is way too low. Speed really low. Yeah, so quite often when we're jumping up this sort of level, I'm not sure if this guy's built. It looks like he is built. Speed is crazy low. So if you're trying to get people to do damage, I bet these are attack percent. Yeah, it's just, you don't move to something like attack percentage boots unless you have got crazy speed rolls in all your gear. This will not do as much damage as like a 90 speed here, 80, 90 speed here, but with less crit and crit damage. You'll end up doing more damage. So definitely some stuff to play around with here in terms of builds. Yeah, so first thing I'm going to do then, build Ignatius up. I think I'm going to pair him up perhaps with Mashald for speed and see if we can't just blitz our way through Nightmare campaign to start. So just a quick kind of like a gear hack, I guess, a gear tip. I do have a video on this. I'll ping it above as well. But basically, when I'm in stream, I stream 5 nights a week on Twitch, Wednesday through to Sundays. We do a lot of re-gears for people. We go in, we build a champion for people. You kind of earn channel points in my Twitch, and you can redeem those channel points for re-gears. So we do that several nights of the week. And what we have here is, I'm running Raid on BlueStacks. BlueStacks is like a mobile emulator. I run any re-gears through BlueStacks because it makes it so much quicker for me to level gear. So what you can do in BlueStacks is you can go into this little settings wheel. You can go into engine, scroll down to frame rate, and drop the frame rate to 10. drop the frame rate to 10 like this, close that down, and back into your game, and watch how quickly I can level things like boots. Look at this. So if you're looking for a way to level gear, if you're doing like multiple pieces of gear and you want to save 5 hours of your life, this is the way to do it. BlueStacks just levels it so fast. Yeah, so a lot of people ask me when I'm in my stream, how are you doing that? How are you doing that gear rolling? This is what we do. BlueStacks, you can download it. I'll put a link below for BlueStacks. If you download through that link, I get like $1. But even if you don't, this is a great way to roll your gear faster. So anyway, just thought I'd do that as a quick tip. Okay, just a point as well, when you've finished doing your gear rolls, just ping it back up to 60, otherwise the game will look and run very laggy. So, okay, let me show you what I've done then. So I have built Ignatius to be faster, high crit rate. Crit damage isn't as important. High defense, fast, crit rate. Good accuracy. I do actually want him to land his provoke in this setup. So different to if you're building for Spider. We've got Michelle build, already good. Speed, accuracy. We want him to land his True Fear on the mobs. I've got the miscreated monster changed up as well. Faster, high crit rate, high accuracy to land his stuns. We've got Tyrell, was already built. I've not changed this build. Was okay speed, good defense, and good accuracy. And then we've got Apothecary as well, was already built. So I've got, 5 different champs that I can throw in the mix to try different stages. And really what we're looking for when you're a Nightmare campaign is 2 people. So this should have worked actually. 2 people, ideally not all negative affinity. It doesn't really help you, which is why we've got Michelle coming in as a different speed option. 2 people that can control, that can drop defenses, or just generally throw out some pretty high nuke. But ideally defense-based or high defense champs. So you see what Michelle does really well is Michelle has got this True Fear, which is a massive element of control. True Fear means there's a 50% chance none of these guys are going to get a turn. Ignatius has got Provoke, which means that all the damage is coming into my defense-based champ, and I've built him with high defense. He also just hits really freaking hard. Tyrell, we'll see Tyrell in another fight in a minute. Tyrell's got AoE decreased defense, and he hits hard. So that enables you to get your damage out. When you're using someone like an Apothecary, he's really just there to keep your damage dealer running fast. So, and it's really useful to have these guys in reasonably good lifesteal gear, unless you're bringing in like a true healer, like a Bad L or someone like that. But you see here, none of this is going to be fast, guys. We've not got crazy gear. We just got to get through it. So these guys, though, they're in no problems at all. We're going to get through all of this pretty easily. I'm going to flick on and show you perhaps a couple of stages later on. Okay, so I know the next comment, I'm going to read 20 comments. So of course you can do it, you've got legendaries. So we're going to try it without the legendaries. This is one good combo. Miscreated Monster and Apothecary does well. Miscreated Monster, obviously, bam, 1 stun. So once he's got enough accuracy, he'll land stuns. He also brings shields for you. Apothecary is just keeping us moving quick. And obviously throwing out heals. So the 2 of these together should get us through, even like poor affinity stuff. We should get through it, providing you've got a half decent build on them. Miscreated Monster's kind of doing a lot of work to keep you alive. Apothecary's doing the same. Slowly but surely, people are going to be dying. As they hit the Apothecary with the ally attack on, Miscreated Monster's throwing out the Fizz. So again, there's a lot of control going on here, which is what you need. If you don't have a lot of control, then you're just going to get nuked. So this is going to be slow and steady, guys. I'll whiz it through to the end, and then the next one we'll do one with Tyrell. Okay, so we're on to the next one then. Tyrell and Miscreated Monster. So this is a nice combo as well. So pretty much what you've got here is you've got Miscreated Monster forming stuns. Tyrell's getting drop defenses where he can. Obviously, there's a lot of negative affinity going on here, so this is not ideal. But I think they're just strong enough to deal with it. We shall see. But basically, yeah, look, we've got stuns going out, every 3 turns. Tyrell's dropping defense where he can. Again, it's slow and steady, guys. All of the Nightmare campaign units are very tanky. They've got so much defense, which is why someone like a Tyrell is so good here. because he can throw out that drop defense and just give you a chance to actually kill stuff. Having units like this that have got the ability to hit multiple people and heal themselves with lifesteal because they're hitting multiples, or heal themselves with their abilities but still get damage out, is crucial. So, people like Sanic are brilliant here. You're probably not going to get through this with that many like just rare combos that I can think of out the top of my head. Apothecary is one of the few that you can get him quite tanking. He's there just to support the damage dealer. So, guys, I'm going to fly through a few levels. And maybe I'll probably pull it back on where there's like multiple Valks, which seems to be the one that most people struggle with, and see if this kind of combo of champs is just going to work for that as well. Okay, so this is the kind of start of these really hard rounds here. Look, stage 3. These two do a brilliant job together. So anyone you've got that can throw out multiple stuns, AoE fears, all this stuff, it just completely disables these Valks. Even if the Valks get a turn, it's only 1 or 2 of them perhaps going at a time. We've been even more fortunate we should have been here. 50% chance for them not to do anything, and none of them are doing stuff. So you can kind of see how crazy these sort of style champs are. Harvest Jack would do what Mashal's doing here. Anyone who's got that AoE fear ability or true fears, anyone who's got AoE stun abilities can do this sort of stuff. Make sure they're in lifesteal sets. To be fair, it's a lot of legendaries that do this sort of stuff. There's not that many in the kind of rare category. Maybe if you've got someone that's doing AoE taunt to stop them getting their abilities off. By the time they've got abilities off here, there's only 3 of them left. This will not be quick runs though, guys. We're going to be talking about more like maybe 6 or 7 minute runs here. So I'm going to set this up and leave Pat to finish it off. But the hardest stages are going to be behind us, and then he can just kind of concentrate on cracking on with the final stage. Or if he needs help for the final stage, I can come back in again. If you're trying to do this with epics and rares, Nullhorn could be good here. You just got to make sure that he's very tanky though, and you've got to make sure that you get those taunts away quickly. But it's not easy. Nightmare campaign, it's not easy. It's a lot of work for not very much. Anyway, this is going to be a massive run, but we'll definitely do it. I'm going to get on after this to get some dungeon stuff done. Okay, guys, I have done some more builds. So we've got Draco is now in a nightmare kind of clan boss setup. Higher defense than we had before, good HP level, much better speed, accuracy still works. He's also going to be used for dungeons. Mashald, I've just kind of tweaked the same type of things as well. Defense, speed, accuracy. I've built up Ray for dungeons so that she can do some work. Speed, accuracy. Accuracy is probably high. Probably don't need the accuracy set here. Could push her a bit faster. I've got my... Who else did I do? Who else? Raw Guard. Ready to land some nukes. High crit rate. Okay speed. High attack. High crit damage. The one that I haven't done yet. So that's kind of all the dungeons and... Clan Boss Champs. The one I haven't done yet is Frozen Banshee. I thought I'd do that live for the video. So, a lot of people ask me about Frozen Banshee. If you've got a counter attacker, you probably would, well, you definitely would not run Arcane Celerity. But ultimately, what you want to do is your War Master, and you want to come down here. Again, the 3 accuracy levels. You want to get your Master Hexer. You don't necessarily need to do Cycle of Magic. This was already here. I left it. But it's not a bad one to take either, to get her poison sensitivity back as soon as possible. So, what's wrong with this build right now? Accuracy works, speed's way too low, defense is kind of good. So, if we fix the speed, then she's actually in a good build. So what we should have is defense here, ideally with some accuracy banner with some speed. Now, if you've got great gear, you might go defense boots. If you've got average gear like we've got here, then you would go speed boots. Nearly every single time, speed boots. If you're trying to just keep your accuracy level high, then you would take speed boots in like an accuracy set. But we're fine just to take it in a lifesteal set. So, or if we've got some already rolled up, which are good, I would use those as well. So, kind of what I'm looking for is either defensive stats or more accuracy on the boots. So these with accuracy there, with the speed we're going to take, and we're going to take the 2-piece set now into an accuracy set. So we want to now go for defense percentage on the chest, ideally with speed on it, like this. Perfect. We'll roll that one up in a second. Then I want defense again on the gloves. We do have some defense gloves with speed on here, which actually are pretty good. So I'm going to flip my mind, come back to those boots and take those speed boots in lifesteal that we saw. So ideally anything with defensive stats. Got some HP there, a little bit of HP there, nothing that we know about there. So we could roll HP here. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the ones. Anything that can just gain some more stats. And we roll those up. As I showed you before, I will do the speed up thing. Let's go. Just so that they roll much faster. And then once we've got those bottom 3 areas done, which are always the harder items to build. So we really wanted HP here. We've not got it at all, which is unlucky. Once you've got those done, you can then start plugging the gaps with the easier to fill bits at the top. So we're going to have enough accuracy to land our debuffs. We want to make sure we've got enough speed to keep going fast against the clan boss. And against Dragon if we use her in Dragon. And then you want to make sure that she's got enough defensive stats to stay alive for as long as possible. So we're nearly there. There we go. Accuracy at the end there, that's nice. And speed's starting to pick up. So it feels like to me we've got no speed substats really here. So we've got one with a lot of accuracy on it. We've got one here with nothing other than defensive stats, which is not a bad thing to have. But I want, on this shield, some speed. If I could get speed and defense, I'd love it. Speed and defense, that's nice. Speed and defense and crit rate, that's nice as well. Let's just see if... Roll these to level 8 and just see which one rolls speed. To get to level 8 is very cheap. You kind of roll up to 8 and then you can start making decisions. So this one's already rolling very nice. If we did the same on this one as well. At that stage, if that was on my account, I would just literally straight away take it. That one's fine. It's rolled speed and defense, both brilliant. Substats. Already this has rolled resistance. It's not even in the frame anymore. So we're going to take that other one. And the speed's starting to come around a bit now. What are we at? 176. Still very good on accuracy levels. Let's just see what we've got in helms under those same 2 stats. Nothing in lifesteal. I could check equipped as well. But I don't want to take off someone else. So I think we're kind of getting there. Maybe I'm just going to try and get some more speed. See if there's an option for speed and accuracy together. Because I've got plenty here. I've got more than I need. So to get an extra bit of speed, I would do. We're going to take that. And again, we're just going to roll that up to 12. So you can kind of see the way I'm building here. I'm making sure I've got my accuracy to the right level. Then I start building the speed on top of that. Then I make sure my defensive stats are going to keep me alive. Rather than... And then I make sure that I've got enough like speed to do whatever I'm doing. So yeah, hopefully that helps. We've then got a Frozen Banshee with some more stats that I can roll. But already now, way better build. So I'm going to go and try it out. Right then, so this is the dungeon comp. I'm going to try double Royal Guard for my damage. We've got somebody in here to keep our speed up and to keep the spiderlings controlled. Shields, drop defense and weaken. I think this is kind of like a cakewalk. We've got very powerful champs to be able to do this. I think it's 100% as well. Just needed to up the speed on a few of these guys and get their accuracy levels high so that we land things like these stuns. At that point, with True Fear out there as well, I can't see how we don't do this. So we don't have a lot of turn meter control, which means that the spider will get a turn. I could definitely think to sub out one of the Royal Guards for someone that's going to just drop turn meter, which would be quite a good idea. Because at the moment we're just going to be waiting now for the next kind of time that the Royal Guards get their abilities back. But I certainly think it's 100% comp. Pretty much, as soon as you've got yourself a miscreated monster, this dungeon becomes tons easier. We could re-roll in with Ignatius in here, just as easy. Ignatius might be the better option, even. There's the spider's second turn. We should be coming back round to the Royal Guard slams anytime now. Probably their next turns. They're both a bit low accuracy. We don't really need it because we've already got decreased defense and weaken from our Draco. Big shields out, keeping us alive. There comes slam 1. It should be slam 2. Oh no, we've got another turn yet. So Spider might just get one more reset actually. So it would be better if I had someone in here dropping turn meter. It would just give us a... It wouldn't be a more consistent run. This is definitely consistent enough. It would just be quicker. Or perhaps someone in there resetting if there was like a Kaimar, something like that. But it's amazing how much work Michelle does here. That AoE Fear. Jack does the same. Harvest Jack does the same. AoE Fear. So many spiderlings that are not getting a turn because that's on. Lightning's come a little bit late, but we should have the next takedown here to finish it off. No? Did he do it already? This Great Monster's doing so much work here. It's just insane as a champion for spiders. There it is. Okay. So I'm just seeing... I don't think we had... Oh, we do have a cold eye. Yeah, so I would suggest for the next step just to get this one built up so that she can drop that turn meter and just make it even easier. But that will be 100% anyway. And then for Dragon, did do a couple of trial runs. So the best team that I've found so far is this. Just wondering though if... we've got one Royal Guard for Nuke. We've got some control. We've got drop defense and weaken. We've got big shields. Just wondering if Frozen Banshee makes this better. But I don't think she does because we've got so much damage to get through the waves here. So control goes out really early. Stuns go out. Decrease defense and weaken. And then 2 people doing absolute nukes. So again, this is kind of like an easy 100% comp, which is what we're after. So I'm going to run this through and then we'll go and try out the Clan Boss team. Okay, yeah, so we've got Razin. I'll push this crit rate up a bit because we've got a high level of defense now. Now I've got that ring on. So good defense, high speed, good speed for the Clan Boss Nightmare, high crit rate, and good crit damage. So he's going to hit pretty hard. We've got Draco, who's going to be dropping the defense down and weaken and some poison. Same sort of thing, high speed, decent level of defense. We've gone defense and defense on the jewelry items. Good accuracy. We've then got ourselves Mashal, who's going to keep the speed going. So he's replacing the Apothecary in the original lineup. 2, 3. We've got ourselves Frozen Banshee for poison. And then we have got a Tyrell for decreased attack. So basically the builds are all very similar. They're all built around high levels of defense, high levels of speed, high levels of accuracy, and then after that anything's a bonus. But that's what you want for Clan Boss. The right speed, the right accuracy, and then as defensive as you can get. So we're going on for Nightmare. As I say, beforehand we were hitting for like a 3 to 4 key on Nightmare. So we're going to see if we can just pick that up. Because there's no counter-attacker in here, we're going to use Michelle to try and make us go fast. And get the debuffs up and away as often as we can. The good thing about a fast comp like this is it's basically full auto from the start. So there's not like a huge amount of setup. You could manual it to get a little bit more damage. But ultimately, you just want to be pushing fast. Push as much damage per turn as you can. Because you're not going to get all those additional hits from the counter-attacking. What you'll see is we're going to get a good amount of debuffs up throughout the whole fight because of how fast we're moving compared to the Clan Boss. We don't have anything to cleanse off the stuns, but Tyrell can handle the hits. Not everybody's in lifesteal gear because we've now got Leech coming up from Mashald, and that is fine for kind of the equivalent of lifesteal. So I'm going to run this through. Let's see if we can't push this up to a 2 key. Okay, we hit 14.5, which is not bad. The biggest challenge we've got actually is that Tyrell getting stunned is causing us problems. So his decrease attack was not on enough. Just wondering if... Got plenty of accuracy. I'm just wondering if he's booked. He is booked. Okay. So just for, maybe we just got a little bit of bad luck, but I'm going to try taking him out of the leader spot so that he gets more chance to place his decrease attack. So the leader aura that he puts out there is easily the best for this team. Like, without doubt, it's the best for this team. But because on auto he's got 3 attacks, and he prioritizes decrease attack as his least priority, I'm going to see if just throwing him in a different position is going to help the overall kind of success of these runs. So I'll play it through. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so we come in at the top end, 15.5 mil. It's not the level that I wanted, actually. Razin's not getting the sort of damage that I was expecting him to. Even though he's got the right masteries, I'm not really sure. I guess maybe we just not got enough crit going on here. And he does benefit from having another increased defense champion on his team. The biggest danger with this clan boss setup is that Tyrell is always one hit away from a decreased attack falling off, and I can't really fix that unless you've got an ally attack coming in, or unless you've got a counter attacker. So I think Catching Council is going to be the recommendation here to try and make sure that decreased attack is always on. So guys, I think that's gonna be it for the video. We have got Nightmare Campaign moving again. We have got consistent runs on Dragon and Spider, and I've kind of solidified the clan boss team, but not really moved it on massively. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.